everybody, Jeff, your executive gardener. Hope everybody's having a great summer and your garden is flourishing. So, I get a lot of emails, a lot of messages on YouTube in my community about people that live in condos or apartments. A lot of people who grow in containers. So this episode is going to be quick and focused. I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to grow probably, 25, 30 different sweet peppers and hot peppers in the past 3 or 4 years. And one of the things I'm always looking for is, and I'm not a big hot pepper fan, but I'm a big fan of sweet peppers, is number one, what's the best sweet pepper for salads, fresh eating, and by sweet, I mean typically those that turn red. And you can grill them and so forth. So I've come down to two, okay? And in growing a lot of peppers, what I realize is that many of them will grow like a bell pepper. Many of you are familiar with a bell pepper. You may only get 4 or 5 different bell peppers on that plant at one time. So it's really come down to two first places. One is a Jimmy Nardello pepper, and the other is a Shishito pepper. And by far, I would tell you, the pepper plant, sweet pepper plant, that's produced more sweet peppers per plant is the Shishito pepper. No question about it, hands down. I'm going to show you my garden of Shishito peppers. I only have 4 or 5 of them going, but probably each Shishito pepper plant will give me 65 peppers. That's a ton. That's a ton of peppers. And I'm on the third harvest, going on the third harvest. So if you live in an apartment or a condo, you do container gardening, I would recommend going with a Shishito pepper. It's a great sweet pepper, great for grilling, fresh eating, salads, and you'll just absolutely love it. And after you grow your own, you typically can't find these seeds anywhere at Home Depot or Lowe's. You're going to have to probably order them online. In fact, probably in 2 to 4 weeks, I'm going to be having a seed giveaway for, my kids usually do it, for $1 or $2. And if you're interested in the Shishito seeds, we'll send you 10 or 15 of them for just an incredibly cheap price. I do it really for my kids to earn money and have something to do, and they usually save half and then spend the other half on shoes or whatever they use. But the key is to get these Shishito peppers in your hands. And my Shishito peppers that I'll show you here, this is a 3rd generation, 3rd season Shishito seed. So they just seem to be getting stronger and stronger. So especially if you live in the South, hot, humid environment, these seeds are probably perfect for you. I'm sure they would work well in New York, Pennsylvania, Washington, anywhere in zones 5 through 7 as well. But if you're zones 8 through 10, or even 7 through 10, you have hot summers. These Shishito seeds have adapted and just overproduce. So again, I'll do that seed giveaway in 2 to 4 weeks, but if you live in a apartment or a condo, or you just do container gardening, hands down, Shishito is the #1 pepper, proven. And let me show you my 3rd harvest of my 5 Shishito plants, what they look like, and I think you'll be impressed. Alright everyone, here's the Shishito plant. So I want to remind you, if you're going to grow pepper plants, remember to top them when they're young. So when they're about 8 to 10 weeks old, cut off the top, leave 4 or 5 leaves, and it will reward you dividends afterwards. So again, I've already probably gotten 55 peppers off each of these plants, and that's been 2 rounds of harvest. And we're here in August in Houston, Texas, kind of the dog days of summer. And I'll just show you these Shishito pepper plants. As each round goes through, each harvest goes through, the peppers get a little bit smaller. So they were bigger earlier on, but again, this is the 3rd round. I don't know, I may prune these things back and see if they'll last in the fall as well, but I'm also planting new ones. But let's just take a look at them, okay? So this is what they look like. We want them to get a nice shade of red, and I'll show you a few red ones. But as you'll see here, the plant is simply loaded with peppers. Again, this is the 3rd harvest. Let's take a look at one over here. You'll see various peppers. This is actually a good example of what a nice red juicy pepper looks like. There's a few down here. And then some of the branches, they're way down because there's so many peppers on them. See? Just so many. And then go over here. take a look at another one. Again, these peppers aren't red yet. Wait till they go from green to red. They get really sweet. But you can see, I mean, just loaded with peppers, okay? And there's, here again, this branch is weighed down because there's so many peppers on here, okay? And I'll just kind of show you one more. I need to harvest this one pretty good. So you'll see there's a bunch of red peppers underneath there, okay? And on the top. And the plant just continues, as you'll see, to put out flowers, which will turn to peppers. So, you know, I thought in Houston, Texas, it's pretty much 100 degrees every day now, that I would have kind of flower drop and fruit drop. But to tell you the truth, it hasn't happened this year. So, as I mentioned in my last video, I keep producing just a ton, providing a bunch of nutrients in this plant. So maybe that's why I've had some success. But again, as I said, and I don't want to ramble on, but if you live in a small place, don't have a lot of room, without question, Shishito Pepper. So keep an eye on this channel. The next 2 to 4 weeks we'll be giving away Shishito seeds. And if you're harvesting your own seeds and you bought from me before, just a reminder: make sure you allow the peppers to go to red before you harvest seeds. They're not going to germinate well if they're only green. Okay, you got to get to this nice, brilliant red, probably more like this color here, or these colors right here. Okay. Those are what you want to look for. So that's it for the episode. Shishito Pepper, 2 to 4 weeks. I'll be getting it out. Each plant you can expect anyway 60 to 70 peppers each plant. You have 4 plants, that's 280 peppers. You'll make a lot of friends in the process. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope everybody's having a great summer. Jeff, your executive gardener, out. Surprise, just when you thought I was done, I'm back. Hey, just a real quick bonus footage here. Sorry the lens is a little bit foggy because it's so hot and humid, 100 here in Houston. But when I left and I showed you this last segment of my video, all these peppers were green. I came back 5 days later, and it is a sea of red. Let me show you what it looks like. So exciting. I'm gonna get ready to harvest these seeds. Anybody who's looking for the best Shishito Pepper plant to produce mega stuff in a container garden or in a condo or an apartment, this is it. Let me show what it looks like. The sea of red Shishito peppers. Look. Nothing but red. Go around this side. Even my Jimmy Nardello is still producing. That's a Jimmy Nardello, it's not a Shishito. Let's look back at the Shishito here. Again, there's so much fruit that is being weighed down. I need to put that on a post, but again, tons of red, tons of red. So when I left, these were all green. Now they're all red. So looking really good. And in addition, again, I thought this plant would stop, but as you'll see, I continue to have flowers, more and more flowers, more and more fruit. So this plant does not look like it's slowing down at all. But anyway, that's your bonus episode on the Shishito. Now it used to be a sea of green, now a sea of red, beautiful Shishito peppers. That's all, folks. Bye.